Yeah, but to be honest, hang on, Max, you were fabulous. And to everybody else, it was probably just minutes ago that you were listening to this. But can we just please appreciate Max being late, coming in and being like, oh, it's been absolutely wild. Andre, do you do DIY?
Andre, you seem like a man of the tools. Do you dabble in the great wares of construction?
More or nothing.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of MAUL or Nothing with Ryan. And, well, we are delighted to have, in the shape of Springbok and Harlequin superstar André Esterhuizen, who has actually beaten Max to our recording. How incredible. How are we doing, Andre?
Morning. Thanks for having me. Yeah, all good, thanks. A little bit tired, but yeah, all good. Long travel yesterday.
That is the best bit about this, is the fact that Andre's actually just played in a semi-final of the European Cup yesterday over in Toulouse, right? Bashed and bruised. Kids as well, Andre, I'm guessing. So
yeah, they've run out of TV.
The kids running around in the house. And Max, who has no real obligations, here he is. He's just arrived and he's just walking around Bristol Bears facility. Max, welcome to the show.
How are we, boys? Dre, how are you? You well?
Morning,
Most
good,
importantly. Good God. Tardiness isn't my strong suit, Dre. This is a sort of a chronicle of ours. Me battling to get onto the pod at the times designated, but here we are. And we're all chatting about great things like rugby and stuffs. How good.
Just a heads up, Andre. We were meant to be on at 7:15. It's now 7:47. So we were going to get on early, have a little chat
Dre,
before.
have you ever done any DIY? I've been DIY and I just hadn't been on the phone all the weekend. And it really got the best of me. So I went to sleep really early. And obviously they'd been messaging, but I was already like shut-eye by that point. Yeah. Such is the way. Usually
he was a bit busy this weekend, Max. So
yeah, but usually if Ryan's really busy, he'll really wants to get hold of me, he'll ring me, and then I will answer the phone. But do you ever find like on WhatsApp now, you've got like Harlequins groups, maybe you've got a backs group, you've got like team info. Mate, at Bristol we've got like 7 groups, bruv, maybe 8. And then you've got like your family group, and then you've got a couple of friends groups, and you've got the MAUL or Nothing group, and then you've got a couple of stag do groups, and it's just, you're desensitized. WhatsApp's useless. But anyway, we should probably end the rant. We should probably end the rant and talk about Andre, shouldn't we? Let's be honest. We should probably talk about Andre and Quince. Should we do that?
I don't know. Andre, would you rather? I'm guessing you would probably just rather chat about WhatsApp groups and Max's tardiness.
Sorry. Yeah, no, that's good stories. I like that because I'm tracking all the same stuff.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, cool story, bro. Can we get on?
Right, Andre. Honestly, though, travelled back last night. We just literally, was it a charter flight or straight back on the old sleazy jet?
Yeah, no, luckily it's chartered flight. So nice thing was family and fans could fly with us. So yeah, straight back to the airport and got you around just after 12 last night. So yeah, no, it was good.
Oh, I bet there's some gutted people on that plane. Not just the players, fans, family. Like, it was there, wasn't it? It was there for the taking. I think that yellow card almost took the wind out of your boys' sails.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit earlier than that. I mean, they scored 2 tries in 4 minutes in the first half. It was basically 3 tries that we gave them on a platter. It's one of those, you score try, you switch off for 4 minutes or 2, and then they score. Especially against a team like Toulouse. I mean, it's tough. It's tough already going there, playing at a neutral venue in Toulouse. 5 minutes from their stadium. So that's one tough thing already. So, but then to get them easy points in a game, it's not going to help you. We fought back well. I think second half. I think we beat them in the second 40, which was great character from the boys coming back in a big game like that. So yeah, it's just was meant to be at the end. But yeah, we live and we learn.
I'm telling you though, being a Quins fan, I wouldn't want to be a Quins fan because the way you boys do it, honestly, when I'm watching that game, I'm going, But these boys aren't out. Even at half time, and you're looking at it, you're like, oh, there's a long way to go here. And you come out second half, come out the blocks firing, get 2 tries, and suddenly you go, this is it. This is exactly what Quins do. You boys are so used to that. Letting other teams score a few tries, but you can back it. And you even heard Danny Wilson before the game saying, listen, everyone's just want to keep hold of the ball. We know that Toulouse aren't going to want to kick us the ball because we're pretty good with loose ball. So it's just be a game of just, going for it and letting loose. And that's what it was, eh? But I feel for your fans, man.
Yeah, no, it was quite tough for them. I mean, best travelling fans I've ever seen. Whenever you blow away, they fill the stadium, or the amount of tickets they allowed to. And they're always supporting there. I think they are getting older than they're supposed to watching Quins rugby. I mean, we always make it interesting. We have the ability to be 40 points ahead and just win it by 2 points. So it is quite tough being a fan of Quins.
Did you get that feeling though? Do you on the field, even against the mighty Toulouse, that it's still there because it's now so ingrained in the club that you guys are never out?
I think if you go into the game before the game, you think we've got a massive task ahead of us, and then you play that first 10, 15 minutes, and you feel, okay, we actually have them. They're not as physical, they're not as good as you would think in your head, and you think we can actually win this game, especially going in halftime. I think most teams will think, well, I think it was 32-12 down or something like that. They've got us, but we felt like, yes, they are ahead, but we gave them most of their tries. Most of the tries came of our errors, our mistakes, and we said, we obviously spoke about breakdown. That was one thing. I think 3 of our breakdowns got turnover, and that's where they scored 3 tries. So if we sort that out, and we keep the ball a bit, because every time we had the ball, we kept the ball, we were on top of them. And just staying patient with the ball. So yes, we felt in a way that we could win this. A few factors in the second half that changed the game a bit. A few penalties and stuff like that, and a few mistakes. I mean, lost the ball in their 22. Just being patient, keep the ball. Yeah, we might have scored, but that's finals rugby for you. Small mistakes can cost you big.
You talked about penalties and things that potentially didn't quite go right. What was your feeling? Firstly, the one with you, the coming together with Ntamak. Was it shoulder to head? The footage wasn't. It didn't get shown as much. I don't know whether that got lost in the French director's mind. I don't know. I can't say that. That's also screwing up my own lot. No. But how did you feel it at the time?
Yeah, I was. To be honest with you, nowadays, when is the crucial time of the game, and you get something on the chin or on the neck, you are going to sit down a bit. I'm not saying give the guy a red card or milk a red card or a yellow card or whatever, but a penalty at that stage in the game is crucial, especially in that time or frame of the game. We've just come back. We within 6 points of the game. And it was definitely on the neck chin area. I don't think it was a yellow card, to be honest. I think just normal penalty. But yeah, some way somehow the broadcasters didn't catch it. But then again a little bit. Then again a little bit later, the one on Luke Northmore, outside centre, was straight on head contact, and we didn't see any replay or anything of that. But yeah, I can't say too much. But the thing is, if something happens there against them, you'll see it 7 times at least.
Oh, yeah. And also Blair Kinghorn ahead of Cross on the kick, on the cross grubber through, definitely in front of the kicker.
Yeah,
100.
Yeah, so
we'll go in next year, but that's what happens when you play away.
Yeah, it's not away. We played at a neutral ground, man.
Oh, neutral. Yes, neutral in Toulouse.
This is it, and this will be the chat. I'm guessing this will be the chat as well. Whenever you're next in, I'm guessing you're back in tomorrow, or maybe you are in later today. But the chat will be, like you said, did we leave it too late? Did we give ourselves too much to do? Leave it into the referee's hands. Because, like you said, then later on in the game, when you do get that yellow card, which is it Walker that got the hooker?
Yeah, exactly.
They showed that 100 times.
Yeah, they were.
But you look at that, and then it's just almost then Marcus Smith's pass after that, which then just lose the rhythm, and then Joe Marler. What was going on there? I think you boys had the penalty as well, and it got overturned.
Yeah, it was our penalty. 3 minutes to go. I think it was also a crucial time in the game. To be honest with you, you kick it to the corner and score more try within a minute. You're still in it. You still got a minute to score another try. I think we are definitely one of the few teams, alongside with Bristol, that can score a try in a minute, which has that attacking ability. So, yes, no, definitely a crucial time in the game. I don't think it was the best decision to make, but I mean, some of those plays just get in your head and frustrate you a bit more. And I think how the game has gone, I think everyone was just frustrated at that moment. So, yeah, probably not the smartest thing in the world to do.
Because we had Blair Kinghorn has been on a couple of times, and he said that Ramos is actually he is their arch kind of competitor, wind-up merchant. He does all those sort of things. Even though he was on the bench, was there a sentiment that could you feel that he was a niggly character and that he just won himself a perfect thing, and Joe Marler fell right into the trap of it?
Yeah, no, he definitely is one of the most irritating guys I've come across on the field.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because you saw it against. We talked about this, didn't we, with Marcus Smith and him as well? Like they were going.
Yeah, the first game.
Yeah, the first game, I think he actually got the better of Marcus. He talked him out of the game quite a bit, and I mean, niggled him on the ground and grabbed him, hold him, stuff like that. We actually spoke about. I spoke to Marcus about it just before the game. I said, "Are you gonna allow that again?" And yeah, no. Well, he didn't start, so that was one of the things.
Do you ever get yourself sort of dragged into that, Andre, or do you find yourself you just concentrate on what's in front of you, or do you try to do that type of thing to the opposition?
No, yeah. To be honest with you, getting involved in that stuff, I did. Usually, I would be the first one to be in there, but I would also be the first one to get a red card. My first season, yeah, I got 2 red cards. So after that, I said, "There's no way. If there's a fight happening, I'm sorry. They might be banging you, but I'm not running in."
Listen, I know we've only got you for 15, 20 minutes, so I don't want to move on too soon, but I think you would rather move on from the game because there must be a bit of pain there. But did you catch any of the Sharks game? Your new team, you're heading back there, and they were weirdly playing at your ground, a neutral ground, but it's not. Did you catch any of that?
Yeah. Our flight actually got delayed, so I missed the first 30 minutes. As soon as we landed, I opened the phone, watched the game. Epic game, to be honest. Also, good comeback. I think they were 31-18 down, and then my pimpy jogged it into the corner. I was thinking, he still has to make the conversion. Jogged it into the corner. I mean, he probably wouldn't have got 10 or 20 meters, but 5 meters inside would also help. And then Masuku slotted it literally from touchline. Great kick. But yeah, that last few minutes, you're only thinking, just don't let Clermont give a Fijian the ball, and every single pass was to one of them. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, great defense in that last few minutes to keep them out.
Because you saw Kevin Peterson was there, Sia Khaleesi were there.
Yes, big names was there. Yeah.
It looked pretty cool, didn't it? It was a good day. Well, that's it. Sharks into the final now, and then you're obviously heading over there. What was the reason for going back there? I think there was a little bit of chat about family as well as they're building a superstar team at the moment. Sharks.
Yeah, that's mostly for me. I mean, I'm not one of the signings that they sign in. I'm just going back home. The big thing around it was basically family and stuff. We've got another baby on the way, which is due in beginning of August, end of July, and with the other two kids as well. It's just. It gets tough with family. You miss so much stuff. They miss so much stuff off the kids. And now that my son can actually understand, he's allowed to have better weather than this for most of the year.
Hey, try living in Scotland, man. Fucking hell.
I know that's even worse. I mean, when Sean Everett joined Edinburgh, he said, "Do you want to come up?" I'm like, "There's no way. Sorry." I'm sorry, there's not enough money in the wall or anything, but I'm not going there. But the weather is obviously a big part, especially for the kids and how they grow up. I mean, my kids just want to play outside and stuff, and that's a big thing. Mostly family. For me, having the families closer, and I mean, 3 kids away from everyone, it's quite tough.
You need the help. Come and help.
Yes,
We need the help.
you need a date night or two, you know what I mean? Now at the moment, I'm in an Airbnb. I've been traveling around the last month. All my stuff's been shipped over. But I'm in Guildford at the moment, yeah.
Andre, with obviously the Sharks, you'll have kept an eye on their season so far. They're not doing great in the URC. If they do win the final, they will be in the Champions Cup next season, which means you'll be in the Champions Cup next season.
Yeah,
does that mean? Yeah, exactly. Do you think you'll head out? Because it's in London on Friday, the 23rd of May. For all the people there, get your tickets. Do you reckon you'll be heading up there to support your boys?
Yeah, well, it all depends. If we're not in the semi-final, I'll probably not be there that week. Because I think it's the week after the last Prem game, and it's probably going to be between us and Bristol, coming down to that last game.
I know it's getting dicey, isn't it? Ooh.
It's very tight. So yeah, that's the big thing. Except if you guys do a job on services this weekend, we will appreciate it, and then they'll go to 5th. So yeah, we'll see. If I'm here, I'll probably go down to Tottenham and support the boys. Definitely, yeah.
It is the Premiership is so tight.
We need to play Champions Cup next year.
Yeah, that's huge, isn't it? I completely forgot about that. I forgot that. Yeah, if Sharks go and win that, they're in Champions Cup, which is everything.
Andre, just quickly touching, there is that big match against the Bristol Bears at the. It sounds like it could be a playoff for the playoffs in itself in the final round. For the neutral, probably the best game that everybody is looking forward to. Is it one that you guys have identified as, look, it comes down to this? Because you've come up against them before in a big game, and it somehow didn't quite, it went perfectly for you guys, and not, sorry Max to bring it up, not so great for you.
I think you can't single out in any match, to be honest. I mean, if we lose to Exeter next week or this weekend, there's no use for that Bristol match. So it's definitely going to come down to the last game against Bristol. So yeah, I think every single game at the moment is not. It's feeling like we've been playing knockout games for the last 6 weeks. Between this and Champions Cup, it's been mentally draining, to be honest with you. It's been long, especially normally we would have a season where we can rest this week. We're playing a lesser side, but there's nothing like that anymore. Especially not in this season.
Out of those 2 games. Not take away the actual, obviously winning the final would have been the greatest feeling, but if you isolate the 2 games, which one did you enjoy more? The comeback against Bristol or the comeback against Exeter in the final?
The Bristol one, I was on the bench. Oh, not on the bench, in the stands. I was still banned with my. Yeah, it's actually a funny story that I was only going to play if we make the final. And I was sitting in the stands, having a pint, sitting there, and we go down. They score again. They score. Half time, it's 26-5. One of the fans, he shouts at me, "Get your boots, we're going to Twickenham." I'm like, "Mate, what game are you watching? We're not going anywhere." And yeah, came back, and the more tries Quinn started scoring, the more pints I was drinking, and the more celebrating. So, from a fan's perspective, that was one of the first times I actually could experience something like that, which was unbelievable. It was obviously a great game. But yeah, for me, the final was obviously the best because I played in it. And I didn't bank on us getting to the final, to be completely honest with you. So I haven't really trained for 6, 7, 8 weeks. And I walk in on a Monday and they say, "You're starting." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" I'll come off the bench, I promise. It's fine. And they said, "No, you're starting." And yeah, I had to push through.
Was that horrible on the lungs?
Yeah, 78 minutes.
Oh, mate, fair play. That's awesome. If I came back from like a layoff like that, I'd just be out there like an asthmatic ant with heavy
Yeah,
shots.
I mean, you won't think you're going to play in the final, really. Not with the season Bristol had that year. I mean, they were 20 points ahead of everyone.
That was a fruity season, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's the beauty of rugby. Anything can happen in any game.
By all accounts, when you boys meet each other in a few weeks' time, I reckon it's going to be something stupid like 75-80 the score. That's
optional defence.
Defence optional. Yeah, no, that's the motto.
Andre, before we let you go, quick word on your successful campaign. You are a World Cup winner. We've spoken a lot about the 7-1 split that was incredible during the run. How does it feel as a back in that South Africa squad where it's really difficult to make it onto the starting 15, but even harder to make it into the 23 as a whole?
Yeah, no, I mean, as a back, it's already tough for me because as the inside centre, you either play or you don't play. There's nothing about being on the bench and stuff like that. So even with the 5-3 split, they normally pick outside back fly on the scrum off. So for me, it's exactly the same if I make the starting lineup or not. But the only other thing is it's. You're going to have to play for 80 and you can't get injured.
I never thought of it that way round. That's probably the worst thought,
Yeah.
80 every time.
You're playing 80, you can't get injured. Whatever, if you stall, you push through. If you cramp, you push through. So that's the biggest thing.
You could do a job in the back row, though, fella. I know that for sure.
Yeah, well, I played there for 2 weeks, to be honest, under Jake White. And then first game, I went for steel. They busted up my whole mouth. I went off in 10 minutes of the game. Second game didn't go well. It's too much confrontation for me that I'm too close to people, especially at that time of my career. I wasn't as calm as I was now. I almost got a red card.
Everywhere.
I walked off. I said to the coach, "Either you move into centre or I'm leaving." That's it.
I'm not staying around there. It's awful.
You should have tried that.
Oh, lads, I've got to go. Dre, pleasure, mate. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Can't wait. Should be fun.
It should
lads,
be. Cheers,
see you
mate.
soon.
Thanks for coming, Max. Really appreciate your time.
Great to see you.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, don't worry, lads. Kisses and love and hugs.
This is ridiculous.
Right, see you later, Max.
Andre, I promise you, this isn't normally how we run the show. It's a very sort of familial. The three of us having a chat, welcoming our guest. You get a warm embrace, a virtual embrace, and it's all nice rather than Max thanking, popping in just to say hey. But just quickly. A wonderful experience though for you to be part of an amazing group.
I think it's worse if you're in the last 33, 34 and the squad could only 31 players and you miss out, and then they go on to win the thing. And that's what happened with the previous one. And then I obviously thought, okay, I mean, I want to play the next World Cup. Didn't really know if we gonna win it again. You're obviously hoping, but it's rare that it happens back to back, especially on away swell. And yeah, luckily for me, got to be part of it. Unbelievable feeling, unbelievable trip. And that was one of those, especially the quarterfinal again against France. It was brutal. Fans was brutal. We had to train in secret, leave fake game plan models around everywhere, stuff like that. Yeah, it was quite fun, but also one of those games where you couldn't leave it to a referee's decision or something like that. You really had to win because you're playing against the crowd, you're playing against the team. Everything is up against you, and winning that game, I think that was the most vital game of the World Cup was that quarterfinal.
That's amazing, eh? Like, do you know what? But the weird thing is, like, incredible and like thinking outside the box. But all I think of straight away is leaving fake game plans lying around and Max Leaf picking it up and being like, "Oh, is this how we're doing it this week?" and going off it. Halfway through a game, boys, this is not what we're meant to be doing. I can just see it now. That's unbelievable. Is that right? So you were creating fake game plans and leaving them around just because everyone was
just like fake plays and stuff. Obviously, we didn't know it at the time, but we heard about it that the staff just left a few like plays on papers, leave it in the hotel because we know the team is coming into the hotel or some French player will
that is so
will pick it up.
So sneaky. I just can't work out. That is incredible.
But there always was, like, because I remember Scotland, when teams would come to Scotland, they would always put someone up on a hill and try and like record the away team coming in and doing their team run and stuff.
Yeah, that's. I mean, nowadays you can't do a team run anymore. You literally can't do anything. That's why us as a team, we don't do any team. I mean, we don't play away that much. That we have to do captains at other places. But in Europe and stuff now, when we had to go to the stadium on Saturday, we literally just stood around, kicked balls and pass balls. You don't do any plays, you don't walk through anything because you know someone's watching somewhere.
Yeah.
Wait, but Andre, there was the big one, and as a France fan, I literally was like, "What the hell is going on here?" With the calling the scrum from your own 22 as this incredible CEO power move of like, yeah, let's do this. You guys rehearsed that. It was a tactic in that game.
Yeah, it was definitely something we spoke about. We didn't rehearse it as to someone kicked the ball and we marked and scrummed in training, but we spoke about it. It's just basically playing against them. You play against big forwards, and with their kicking strategy, they just literally take the ball. They've got 3-4 long kickers, and they bang it as long as they can. And the forwards just stay in the middle of the field and wait for you to run at them. And the Bonds just staying on your 10, waiting for you to run 5 and put pressure on you. So we were thinking the more you move them around, I mean, if you mark the ball there, they're going to have to run 50 meters there, scrum, you kick the ball away, run 50 meters back. Because that's how they preserve their energy. It's just in the kicking game, they stand still and wait for someone to lose the kicking battle or make the wrong mistake. So we just wanted to move them around, even with the kicking plan and stuff. We were never going to kick back to them. Every time we catch the ball, we were going to set up a mark. So they have to make a tackle, they have to set a ruck, and then they have to set a defence line and then work back again. So the more you move them around, the more tired they'll get through the game.
I mean, even you would have been in the stands at that. You were in the stands for that game, I think it was, right? And
Yeah.
Was there an element of you even though your blood runs complete and utter springbok, where you were like, is this a good shout? Should we really be doing this in such a high pressure environment?
I think it's definitely a bold decision because the thing is, if you call a scrum there, you have to win a penalty. You can't just scrum for the sake of scrumming. Or just to take the ball out. But you have to win a penalty or at least get something off it. I know, like I said, you are making them tired. But the thing is, if you lose that penalty there, you look like a total arsehole.
Now, Andre, just before you go, Marcus Smith, just give us a word on him. Like, he is the competitor that everyone talks about, isn't he? He is like so driven. What's he like to play with?
Got a lot of backlash this week with my. Obviously, I had an interview with Planet Rugby, and I said, they asked the question, is he the best fly I've played with, or who is? And I said he is, obviously. And
that would have gone down well at home, mate.
It got a lot of backlash from South African fans and pundits and stuff like that. Like, they don't normally see it in the context I do. The best player for me, that fits me, that suits my game, is him. Obviously, I've played loads more games with him than, say, with Andre or Marnie or Elton or whoever. Yes, so we are going to play better together. But I've also trained loads and loads of times with most of those other players. And I don't think I've seen many guys with the work ethic he has. And he's already a class player, world-class player, and he still wants to learn every single day, which is nice. Normally you get players that's at that stage where you can't tell them anything. They know everything. They run the show. He's always willing to learn. Class competitor, and like I said, magical. Anything can happen around him. So yeah.
Nice, man. Nice.
Amazing. Well, you put us in a tough spot, Andre, because we'll let you go, but we do want to wish you the best for the rest of the season. If somehow it can correlate that, the Quins and Bristol go through to the playoffs, we'd be incredibly happy for that. But we do wish you the best. Thank you so much for coming on. And also, maybe if you guys are still in with the hunt, we'll catch up with you on that Friday with the Sharks. We're big Sharks fans as well, aren't we, Ryan? We are in with the gang, so we'll look forward to potentially having a beer with you at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Oh, brilliant. Sounds good. No, thanks so much for having me. It would be great if both of us could go into, we just need to win our games this weekend and maybe manage a draw or something in the last week. Something like that.
That'll do. That's all we need.
That's all we need, mate. That's all we need. If you could sort of relay that into the general management of the build up to that week, guys, let's play for that draw, because that will make everybody happy. An entertaining 60-all draw. We bloody love it, where you both qualify. That'd be great.
Yeah, no. I'll try and manage something like that.
And Max said he's going to bang Marler out as well. I know he's not here to say it himself, but just like, if you want to feed that back.
I'll test tomorrow.
It'll give Max so much anxiety. Good.
I didn't say that. I didn't. You can imagine him in the scrum. Andre, thanks so much, mate. Really appreciate you coming on, especially so early after a big game. Been an absolute legend.
No, always up this time. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know that's the problem. Take it easy, brother. All the best.
Cheers. Have a good day. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate. Wolf Craig, that are our ongoing sponsors. They've been with us all the way. Just a massive thank you to the Wolf Craig Distillers. And you can head over to their website, can't you, Max? Which is
wolfcraig.com.
And grab yourself a lovely whiskey, a gin. And remember, it's getting closer. That little trip to Dubai in June, boys. We're nearly over the line. It's nearly there. The organising is going on behind the scenes. We will be travelling to Dubai. Don't worry. So big shout out to Wolf Craig, and thank you again for your support.
Well, hello and welcome back. A bit of a different look, isn't it, from what was happening earlier on in the show, which for us was earlier on in the morning. Max very kindly popped in to our recording with André, which was fabulous. Also, almost an Irish goodbye, just out of nowhere. Gotta go. Been fun.
I'm sorry about that, but I literally looked up at the clock and I was like, oh no, I'm running out of time.
Oh, hold on a minute. Now we can actually discuss it. That wasn't the fucking issue at the beginning. That's not the bit of you leaving halfway through whilst we're interviewing a fucking World Cup winner and just being like, "I've just got to shoot off, boys." That wasn't the bit that I was questioning. It was the bit where we spoke about yesterday. Let's do the podcast. Even producer Jim even put a fucking poll into the group to say what time can we make.
Did I take part in the poll, Ryan? There's only 4 people in the group, and was there a vote missing? Yes, there was.
When I was speaking to you also this morning, when I phoned you to see how you were getting on, were you in the toilet at Bristol Bears? Also, you were very out of breath.
Yeah, I was sprinting in, and I had like one of those coffee poos brewing, and I was like, "Oh, going on!" I was like, "No!" to the porcelain like a madman, just running with zeal. And I definitely had like a larb-inspired meal last night, so it was coming out prickly. But we got there, and then you phoned me, and I was like, "I'm coming on now."
So not only, Esterhuizen's turned up before Max, who's meant to be hosting the show, and then do you know what's even better, Mark? You don't know this bit. About an hour ago, I get a phone call from Max saying, wait, hold on, remember, Max said this morning, "Boys, I can make it again at 1 o'clock. I'll be done after 1. So I've said, why don't we do 2? We've got a brilliant guest coming on in a minute in Blair Kinghorn, which is going to be priceless. He said, "Boys, I can only do 3 o'clock UK time." So what we've put in the group, 3 o'clock, boys. At 2 o'clock, I get a phone call from Max saying, "Mate, I'm going to be 5 minutes late."
Why are you lying for? Why are you lying?
And then, hold on, and then, to make matters even worse, at 3 o'clock on the dot, I am here, and there's no sign of Max still. He still turns up a minute late.
Like 40 seconds. Come now.
You honestly, it just still blows me away every time.
Yeah, but to be honest, hang on, Max, you were fabulous, and to everybody else, it was probably just minutes ago that you were listening to this. But can we just please appreciate Max being late, coming in and being like, "Oh, it's been absolutely wild." Andre, do you do DIY?
I love it.
Andre, you seem like a man of the tools. Do you dabble in the great wares of construction? Yeah.
I truly believe. I think this is why people listen to it, because it's such a fucking shambles that it's actually quite funny.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's a shambles. I wouldn't go as far as that. But
But listen, what a bloke, what a great guy, and like to do it that early in the morning, the day after, like that's got to be sore.
I messaged him and I can't, because he's got one of those like you can't request, because I was actually going to apologise for how I signed off. Now that you reminded me about that.
Well, hopefully he listens back.
Is tweaking. What?
Hopefully he listens back and he can hear your apology. Listen, I'm tallying them up. Don't worry. There's another fine coming in at the end of the season, so we will have a court session.
Mini court session. Oh, and Rye will be with the wig.
Yeah.
In hand. I'm so.
Or we could put producer Jim in charge. You imagine how weird that would be.
Strange as, but I'm down.
But anyway, beautiful. We're back. We've got a special guest coming on in a minute. Are we going to get through some rugby? I'm not sure.
Well, just quickly, we don't know. How's your week been, Max? We don't know what you've been up to.
What, the week?
Oh, fucking DIY by the sounds of it.
Yeah, so the weekend was DIY laden. I was dabbling. I managed to rip a wall out of the garden. So I've now connected the 2 gardens with the help of Lauren's father. Thankfully, he was on hand.
But the next door neighbour's garden.
Mate, it's not. You can't just start acquiring like taking over land, conquering land nearby.
Yeah, walls that separate the neighbours.
This is mine now.
No, it's mine. It's mine. Command and conquer over here. Yeah. I had like one of those, those American hand jackhammers.
Yeah.
Mate, how fun are they?
Yeah, they're good. SDS drill.
SDS drill, yeah, man. I was like one of those chicks off of, and then just hush me. So I can get those like topless, just caked in beef tallow, yummy. But yeah, that was great.
Can you imagine his neighbours looking out the window like little peeping Tom? Just bloody hell! Look at the nick of the neighbour.
Yeah, they're also just like, what is this fruit show doing? Just me roping down the bottom of the garden like a weirdo. But anyway,
denim G-string, basically.
Yeah, it's been fun. The last week we did a fair bit of training, a few days off, quite short days, but like intense. Just prepping for the Saracenic horde coming to Ashton Gate this weekend. Woof! And then today was somewhat the same, like in out. Good job. Did some very heavy weights today, Ryan. It got weird, but yeah, in good. Mate, I PB'd on the CMJ again.
Congrats!
I'm jumping higher as I get older. I'm like a flea. Doesn't make any sense, but yeah.
Yeah,
Right, people start asking questions when you start getting faster.
Yeah, and you're like,
the older you get. Oh, I beat science.
Yeah. And then like, no, you're dabbling in something. Yeah. But yeah, so that was great. And now I chat to you, fine gentlemen.
Well, there was a lot of good feedback from the clip we put out. Obviously, you and your wonderful monologue of those two tries.
Very enjoyed it. Yeah.
Lahith for England is the call just for pure vibes, but then there's some people going, how is this guy not? So there's a call there for Max Lahith. Let's start a petition.
Boat, but who can say?
Get him in there. Let's start with, we should be fighting first for the Barbars, or first, most importantly for England, but definitely for the Barbars. As an ex-captain, Ryan, shouldn't you be putting in some phone calls to some people, being like, I know a fabulous prop who can scrummage both sides of the scrum.
Lads, you know what I think? Every year there's been a Barbars thing, and I've heard like a rumor that they're missing a prop. I just always text the guy. I don't know what his name is. I always just ask someone who's been on Barbars and be like, send me that guy's number. I'll text him, and he'll be like, yeah, and then nothing. So yeah, but we try. If you don't ask, you don't get. You know what I'm saying, Mark?
Exactly. Well, we'll do it. Also, calls again for CBB story time. They want you. But people are asking, why is Max not doing CBB stories? I want to hear it. Although I don't know, it could get creepy, but I want to put it out there. I mean, doing it with your top off could be slightly weird, so you'd have to put clothes on for it.
Yeah,
I can see you doing story time.
Yeah, of course. That'd be fun.
Rye, what's happened with you as well this week? We haven't because we went straight in with Andre because he was on time. So we haven't really found out how your week was. Although there are,
he's got blank spots.
Yeah,
in
blank
his memory.
space.
He literally just looked. He's like, I remember nothing. I was marinating in whiskey.
You're dangerously becoming sort of golf wankery, aren't you?
I am a full-fledged golf wank.
I've
like, you know, they talk about this the bug. They talk about golfers. It's weird. It's got me bad. I played again last week. I actually played a round of golf with Franco Smith.
Oh, did you? How was that? Was that awkward?
No, because I've told you already. Me and Franco have got closer since he sacked me.
Since he put a premeditated end to your rugby career.
It's weird. It almost feels like he's guilty. But
do you find though, it's like do you do 18 holes every time?
Yeah.
Mate, I did it once for like a charity day. Just I walked around. I didn't actually play any golf. My mate let me have a swing on a few drives just for crack. I was wearing like docks and jeans and stuff. But anyway, and I was like, once we'd finished, I was dust. I was like, lads, this isn't a thing. This 18 holes is so long.
Yeah, it is. But I think this is my new exercise. Actually, walking around a golf course is quite tiring.
Yeah, mate, the steps,
except you take a buggy.
No, we've done that a couple of times. But no, I walked Trump Turnberry. It was beautiful, absolutely stunning. But yeah, played with Franco Smith. What's funnier though is played with a couple of the boys as well. And at the end, I'd taken a couple videos of him like shanking a few shots, and he didn't know. And then when we got back to the clubhouse, he sat, and I was airdropping him videos of him miss hitting the ball and like dying with laughter. And afterwards I was like, what have I done? Like what? But you could tell he was like, where is this coming from? Who's sending me this? And then there was only 3 people playing golf with him. So it's quickly narrowed down because obviously the CEO, Al Kellock, is there. There was one of the analysis guys, so it wasn't going to be any of them. He looked over, he's like, none of these better be on fucking Facebook or fucking Instagram and fucking get off the course. He was like furious because there was like ones of him hacking him out the bunker. But he saw the funny side of it. So yeah, played around the golf with Franco Smith. But we're all right. We're all right. Me and him are tight now. That's about it. I play golf. That's all I do now. Play golf and then just wait for Monday morning. That's why I'm so upset when you're not here, Max, on time because
You miss me. You miss me. Oh god.
Perfect. Zoom out a bit.
Oh my god. You were a handsome devil as well.
Play rugby, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Come to the south of France. It'll be a laugh.
Oh,
God.
Sorry for people that are listening that cannot see this right now. Well, firstly, you need to go over to YouTube and bloody see what's going on. We've got the Smog, Blair Kinghorn, the saviour of Toulouse rugby. But like you said,
No. It's only
fine.
It's only a little bit
fine. If you don't look straight at it, it's absolutely fine, actually.
No, you actually look fine. Smog, can you speak? Have you got your teeth left?
Guys, are you fucking kidding me? Look at my face.
Oh my aeronautic.
Like, what is this?
Oh my botched rhinoplasty.
Oh, I've already seen that. I've seen Hastos chuck something up on the gram already. Your Instagram, your post made me laugh.
I can't believe it, to be honest. Like, the last play, I tackle someone, we kick the ball out, and I'm lying on the ground just like, fuck my life. I'll tell you what is good though. They took me straight down the tunnel. I got given this green whistle thing, and they were trying to put my nose back in. Yeah.
Decent with it.
Have you taken the green whistle home? You look and are acting like you've been on the green whistle today.
I'm just looking at myself right now. It's terrible.
So what happened? They tried to reset it. But then
went down the tunnel, and our doc tried to reset it.
Couldn't.
And then I thought, surely he's done something here. And I then look at myself and I'm like, he's done nothing. Nothing. And then obviously all the boys are just laughing at you because it is a funny thing. They're like, oh, bon courage, bro. Like, you'll be all good, but they're laughing at the same time.
Oh my God, Smog! Like Mark said, you wouldn't notice. You mentioned it now. I noticed, but
you do now. You can sort of. See.
But then I went to the plastic surgeon specialist guy, and then he straightened me up, and that was agony. That was a tough one. What did? He straightened it up. It's straight now.
It was full agony, was it?
Oh yeah. He injected me with local all around my nose, but then when his fingers and rods are up there, I mean, it's still pretty sore. had the doc holding my hand. It was so funny.
You can squeeze if you like.
Yeah, it's like just got to the final of the Champo Cup, and I'm squeezing my poor doc's hand, and my eyes are streaming. Like this is funny.
Memorable.
Memorable indeed.
Oh, I texted Smog this morning. I said, hey, mate, I was going to ask if you're keen for that chat because we've been meaning to catch up. And then I was like, actually, for a laugh, do you want to come on for 5 minutes just so we can laugh at you? But, mate. Do you know, Smog, do you know the best thing about it? When I watched it, and I watched it back because I didn't know it was that bad, but if you go back and look at the footage, it is literally the last action of the game where you get clocked in the nose and everyone's celebrating around you and you're just holding your face. And it almost looks like maybe he's crying with joy. So you're like...
Oh, God. Yeah. Well, you know what I was saying? I was saying rather the last minute than the first minute. So at least I got to play in the game.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
You see every cloud and all that.
Get those silver linings out.
I'm gonna call it karma because just before we'd given away a penalty and they were trying to take it quickly and I was lying on the ball. So then we got marched back 10. I was like, what for? And he was like, you're killing the ball. And then I tackled him and then I fucked myself. So it's karma.
By the way, did the physios, because you can't see whether the medics get on quick enough for you, because I can imagine everyone celebrating and the medics celebrating and you just lying there on the floor.
Yeah, I was left for a good couple of minutes, that's for sure.
Because you're literally, it happens, and I can see you and like holding your nose and like fucking agony. And after seeing the pictures, I realised what's going on. But yeah, I can imagine everyone just celebrating, you just lying there on the floor and then thinking, oh, look how happy he is, bless him. He's crying with joy on the floor.
People were giving me taps on the back and everything. Then I kind of looked up and they're all like, and I'm like, no. Really?
Your face! Well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It is that bad. But no, it's all right. And then I'll be good to go. Strap me up.
If they ironed out that kink, the one that you put up before that was Tinder-esque,
Well, that's what he said to me. I can't really tell right now. But apparently I've got a straight nose.
Right. Have you ever broke your nose?
Nah. I've been pretty lucky. I've been pretty lucky. You?
Yeah, I've busted.
It's bad.
It is bad, man.
How bad is it? Oh my god!
It's like the tears streaming, and then you like go to touch your face, and you're like, "Oh no, that's not where it's meant to be."
Shit.
Smog, in all your injuries, rate it. Where is it? Is it at the top?
It's the sorest one I've had.
Oh, is it? Fair.
Not at the time when he was straightening it. That was the sorest thing I've had at the time.
No.
I've not really had too many bad injuries. This is just fucking niggly. Like I look like
No, you look fine. You look fine. And have you spoken to your old mate Anton Dupont yet and asked him for his mask? Because he had a mask in the World Cup.
I haven't actually yet. No, I think it'll be a bit small for my face.
Now.
But what dub, boys? Hey, how good?
Yeah,
how
huge.
Bloody good. Blair Kinghorn. Kicking the points as well, kicking the goals.
How come you were kicking
as much time as possible?
How come I was kicking? Just because Roman's only just come back from his injury, so
they didn't want him.
I think he's got a lot on his plate in terms of getting back up straight into big games, controlling it at 10. So we had a conversation. He was like, "I'll do the kicking for touch, the restarts, but you have to kick for goals." And I was like, "Sure thing."
Oh, class!
How good, mate? Is there a tactic there? Have you taking the full time on the clock?
Yeah.
Did you feel bad doing that?
Well, so there was the one that we scored just under the post, right? And it was about 50 seconds left and I'd be standing there for a good amount of time. And then the ref was going, "Come on, Blair, let's go on." I was like, I don't need to do anything. I have got my time. And then I think it was Danny Kerr was coming up being like, "Come on, mate, just get on with it." Whatever. And then he said, don't miss it now then. I'm like, that would be funny. And then, just chip it over and run back. But yeah, sometimes it depends with the ebbs and the flow of the game. If we just had I can't remember, but if we look tired, if the boys need to get back to the centre circle and kind of refresh, then you take your full time. There's no need to rush.
I've often wondered a lot of times what it would be like to live inside your head, but I often looked at that and watched you and thought, what is going through Smog's mind right now whilst he's just lining this up and taking forever? I can imagine the noise just inside your head of weirdness.
It's strange. I don't really know what to do. I kept drinking. I was like, I'm not really thirsty, but I just keep going, so it looks like I'm doing something. Because if you're just standing there, you're like, this is odd.
I feel so like, oh, this is weird. Yeah.
Everyone in the stadium is looking at me right now. Everyone. Yeah, it's a strange period. It is a strange period. And then going through my head is like, oh, what if I take it all the way down and then the ball falls off the tee and then I'm out of time? Like, oh shit, I'm just going to do it now. Yeah.
Oh, Blair. Well, genuinely though, with your nose, are you going to be all right over the next few weeks? Like they reckon.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I think a week of rest and then be back at it next week.
Can't believe that's it, mate. You're going to Tottenham Hotspurs. You're going to the final. How good,
mate?
I can't believe it. Honestly, it's insane. Like I didn't really get a chance to kind of like bask in like what just happened because obviously my schneeb, but like now it's kind of settling in. Like fuck, I'm going to a Champo Cup final.
Mate, unreal.
It's so cool. I can't wait. It's buzzing.
Does it hurt to laugh?
It's just the weirdest thing. I don't know.
Mate, lucky you didn't lose your teeth.
I had my mouth guard in, thank goodness.
Oh,
Because I take it out for kicking. Sometimes you forget in the heat of the moment to put it back in, but it was back in. Saved me.
oh mate, incredible, incredible.
Yeah. Thanks for having
we-
me on, boys.
Mate, that's us. Like, we've had Esterhuizen on already. He's been on. He was a bit upset about some of the decisions. He says you were in front of the kicker.
Okay. Right.
All's fair in rugby, though. Eh?
Yeah, well, in front of the kicker, busted nose evens it out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not.
From their perspective, I don't think so.
It looked like I was actually directly in line with the kicker. So that's play on to me.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
we're with you. We're happy. We are happy because our very own Schmog is going to the final. There was some big moments in that game, but yeah, you were class, mate. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm absolutely buzzing. And now we just need to line up you in person live so we can feel and touch you. So that's going to happen over the next few weeks. We've got to get that one in the books.
We'll be there. We'll be accosting you, hopefully, with your winner's medal.
Pleasant. Very pleasant.
Schmog, you've been away. I mean, have we got anything else before? Because we said only 5 minutes.
No, that's it. Let's be fair, because Blair gives us his time when he's so good with it. Let's let him.
Yeah, guys.
And recover.
I've just been at the airport. Everyone was staring at me. Picking up the missus.
Please don't tell me you went into the airport like that.
Oh, picking up the missus.
Wait, what was her reaction? Because obviously she knew that you'd hurt yourself, but maybe hadn't seen this exact version of you.
Her initial reaction was, "Can they make it straight?" I think that's the first thing you said, wasn't it? Yeah. It's like, "Oh, are you okay? Can they make it straight?" And I was like, "I think so."
You're so.
You're happy now, though?
Beauty's only skin deep.
No, she says I look gorgeous, so.
Oh, mate, well, we love you, Schmog. Thank you so much for coming on.
No worries, guys. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks in
In
the
a couple of
flesh.
weeks.
Well, yeah, hold on. A quick word on your old mate Haster as well. He's going
How
to the
good.
finals also.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
the try, the TRY. Yeah, glory.
Good to see him back out there doing his thing, fist pumping, really getting into it. But no, in the final, it's great. I mean, hopefully I'll see him there, eh?
Yeah, you will. I'm guessing
Yeah.
you will. You probably even go and watch it the night before.
Yeah, maybe. Potentially.
Maybe,
We'll see.
maybe not. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll see. But no, it's great. It was great. To the lads in the finals, how good.
Blair Kinghorn. Merci beaucoup.
Ciao, boys.
Thanks,
Au
mate.
revoir. Au
Cheers,
revoir.
Margie.
Abiento.
Legend.
Listen, for anyone that is actually listening, you need to jump over to YouTube and see the state of that man's face. Oh, how bad.
Just remind, for those of you, we'll put up a specific just with Blair part on from the show on our own channel at MAUL or Nothing. So do head to that on YouTube. Type that in, and we'll be able to put that in.
And when you get there, bloody subscribe. We need to keep growing. So make sure you click subscribe, like, do all those bits. And do the same for the Instagram. But what a legend coming on. Like, again, we spoke about Esterhuizen coming on, Big Andre coming on just after he's been beaten in the semi-final. But that might even top it. Coming on in that state. Blair Kinghorn. Legend.
Too good. I could not stop laughing. Boys, let's crack through just the last few bits. Well, the last few bits, we've only actually spoken about one game. Let's talk about the other massive semi-final. If you are from a Leinster persuasion, massive congratulations. If you're on the Saints, huge commiserations. But a fabulous game that really came to life from a Saints perspective right at the dead. And we thought maybe it was going to happen.
Where the fuck were they for 60-odd minutes?
Yeah, I think a part of that was Leinster's approach, though. Mate, they just sat behind Gibson Park's boot and just let him try and, bombard. Mate, how good's his short kicking game? Mental. He's like a mortar. Just raining, perfectly dropped box kicks every time. It's very underrated. But, yeah, I thought Leinster kind of stopped playing. They should have just kept playing. But all credit to Saints. They only had like 15 minutes or so of rugby and they almost got it done. So,
Max, you're bang on there though. Very underrated. But has James Lowe lost the plot, saying he's the best 9 in the world?
I think that is a matter of taste. I think if we look purely at Dupont as an athlete and the full package, I'd say he's a singular. But if you look at a classic like Test match 9, in terms of like the cerebral genius that is, I'd say Gibson Park is very, he's at the peak of his powers.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I think, and we've spoke about him so many times, especially for Ireland and Leinster, and he is a huge part in that machine, that well-oiled machine we always talk about. But when you've got Dupont playing 9 and doing the same, well, listen,
Dupont just plays 9 in a very sexy sort of all combative way, whereas Gibson Park's like the support lines, the box kicking, this sort of spatial awareness. I'd say they're sort of a different school of 9, aren't they? But,
well, it's perfect. They're going up against each other in London
we'll get
in
that.
3 weeks' time, so we will see. It's almost a test of who's the better player. Well, there's better, there's obviously better players in the team as well, but you look around that, and that's going to be some final. But for me, like you said, they almost had Northampton's number for the first 60 minutes. The way they were just rushing up, the way they were just jumping in those support lines, going for the intercepts, closing down Northampton, shutting Finn Smith down. But then it was like Northampton suddenly clicked and went, oh, let's dummy it off the top of the line out, come down, check it, catching them offside, and then they started to get into their game, and you're like,
the line out let them down big, didn't it? Like Leinster was all over that. They just didn't have much to play off when they did have the ball either. But yeah, you're right. Once they started like messing around, get some offside calls, attacking the disconnect, keep that defence honest. Like Neil Nars obviously getting those boys fired up, and when you've got essentially one of the best international teams to pick from, as Leinster sort of are the mainstay of Ireland, those guys are so on their tools. Like the sort of athletes they have all over the field, like defensively, they're so shrewd.
Is that how many consecutive finals is that for Leinster now?
4, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, they kind of need this one. Yeah, it'd be.
But they've lost 3 in a row.
It wouldn't go down well if they didn't get this one. But bear in mind, they've sort of been Toulouse's foil for the last few. They've dunked them out of the comp the last 2 years.
Sorry, 3. That's their 3rd in the row, having lost to La Rochelle back to back. But it is their it is their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th in 7 years.
Yeah,
5th in 7 years. That's insane, right?
It's an insane generation of Irish.
They've only won one. They've only won one of those. Well, obviously they still haven't done this one. But interesting. I don't know if you boys saw the last shot of the game when the final whistle went. But actually, obviously the Leinster players are celebrating. But it went. You saw a couple of guys. I think it was McCarthy come off. I can't remember who it was.
I know it is.
And they were literally. You went. It was just puffed out cheek. Yeah, that was it. It was literally.
Yeah,
they were the relief. It was relief more than elation, and they felt that it looked as though they thought that one was gone. It was they couldn't stop that loss coming.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And like you said, it was Ken Doris. You said it, Max. He did sideways eyes with the like we got away with that one. And Northampton, they'll be kicking themselves this morning though, won't they? They'll be kicking themselves this morning, thinking, "Fuck, what?
If we only played another 30 minutes of rugby or something." Do you know what I mean? Like, just give us a bit more ball. Yeah, absolutely.
But fair play. Hold on, let's think of it. Predictions wise, we said Leinster would win, didn't we? I said Leinster would win.
Yeah.
Got that right.
You
said
did.
Toulouse. I've nailed it. I'm literally punting
All right,
in.
yeah,
You're right.
you claimed the two teams like Toulouse haven't lost at home for 2 years in any competition. I'm pretty sure Leinster don't lose at home either. And then you're like, oh yeah, look at that. I smashed the odds with Toulouse and Leinster.
Well, okay. I'll tell you another thing I want to throw out there. I mean, who's better though? Who's picking goes were better? Max Leaf's last week or Dupont's this week? I'm sticking with Leaf. They were proper tries. Max Leaf. Dupont who? Like, he's obviously been watching you. He's seen the clip. He's seen the clip from last week, and he's gone. I want to bet that.
Eyes up though, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's pure eyes up. If it's there, he's taking it. It doesn't matter what's going on. He's so like reactive to the situation. It's kind of what I love about him as well.
Yeah, but cerebrally, he's definitely the sort of player who's watched the clips of you doing it, as Ryan said, and God, do you know what? This is the moment. I've seen this muscle memory going in, automated. I've seen Max doing this. I can do this, and you could tell that. Did he lift his shirt? Did it have your name? Because I didn't see the angle. Wasn't quite right.
Oh God, that'd be.
How good! How good!
I'd be so honoured.
Please, could you wear a shirt with our name?
Well, that's it. We've teed it up for a beautiful final. Who's going to do it? Leinster Toulouse on official neutral ground in London, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Boys, I've got to go with Toulouse, especially with the smog in there.
Is it because you want Toulouse to win because of smoke, or is it?
It's more.
Is your brain telling you that they'll win?
It's more. I want them to win. There's a. Who's more pressure on? I think there's more pressure on Leinster.
There's huge pressure on both teams. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
Leinster. I'd assume Leinster would have more sort of internal pressure from themselves. Like, I just feel like, was that a case of incoming yips at the end there? Do you reckon?
Yeah, it might have been.
And that was almost the biggest talking point from that game. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone thought that Leinster were going to walk that game, but it turned out Saints had something to say about that in the last 10. But that's what you were reading. Everyone was like, "Oh, there it is."
Well, I think there's that. And again, it's really
they call it the choke. Is it there?
Well, you look at that season for a lot of those players, though, Maxi, right? Where they're like, they not winning it last year. They haven't won anything for what is it? That 2 or 3 years now. Bearing in mind how good they are and how dominant they are in everything that they do, and a lot of those players with Ireland at not the World Cup. We won't bring that up, but you're sort of thinking to yourself, that's what I thought from the relief at that.
Yeah, but I don't know why. Part of me thinks that Leinster D is just can it muzzle Toulouse and all its weapons? I think it can. I think they've conceded like minimal points. I think their defense is like ridiculously effective in comparison to the next one. It's like really hard to break down Leinster. And then obviously they've got a formidable array in attack. I think, but will they change that sort of philosophy where they got ahead and they started kicking? Like, why didn't they keep playing? That's what I was sort of confused about. Like, why are you feeding a team that is comfortable attacking from kicks?
Well, I'm just happy because they're going to have one eye on the European Cup, one eye off the URC. Gives Glasgow a bit of a chance to push for that top spot. So let's put our next on the line. Who are we going with? I'm going to lose.
I'll go Leinster. But I kind of want Toulouse to win because it's obviously smoggy.
Who are you picking?
Leinster.
I mean, I want Toulouse to win because see, I'm French, and plus we got smoggy and everything like that. But actually, part of me is also like, Leinster. They've been so good. It's almost really, really harsh that they haven't, won one for whatever it is now.
Yeah, but hold on, it's not about harsh. Who are you picking?
Oh, it's Toulouse.
And who do you think is going to win though?
I don't know. I can't pick that. I don't
Well,
know.
you have to. You have to.
I think it's Leinster.
I think it's Leinster.
Right, okay. There, everyone's heard it there. I'm Toulouse. You boys Leinster. We're going for it.
Fair place.
Max, I might have done something when you logged off earlier. You've got a big game coming up against Quins in a few weeks, and I might have said that you said something about Joe Marler.
Why? What did I say about
I don't know why. I just sort of said that Max said he's going to batter Joe Marler to Esterhuizen.
No, I didn't. You didn't say that, did you? You did he? Did he actually? That's the last thing I need.
It's fine. Hey, it might even make people want to listen to the podcast, go and double check it. But what did you think about Marler slapping Ramos around the head? Silly Billy, silly boy.
Yeah, well, because he sort of Ramos went for the ball, didn't he? And then I think
gave him a little shoulder.
But Joe's always been sort of a bit like that. If someone's playing a bit of silly buggers with him, he always wants to let them know you can't do that with me. But given
They had a penalty. it's turned them over. And even Andre said it was a big moment in the game. We got it then overturned. We could have been up the other end.
He's apologised for it.
He's already apologised, hasn't he? So yeah, I think he recognises it was a lapse in sort of judgment there, but he's got
Rush of blood to the head.
What?
Rush of blood to the head.
Yeah, these things happen. These things happen in the heat.
Well, Andre's going to tell him that you said you're going to absolutely batter him.
Gonna bang him. Yeah. Okay, so we'll look forward to that, and Max getting more anxiety as usual. But in any case, there's a lot of good European Cup rugby to look forward to, and we will be doing a lot of fun content down there, won't we? Won't we, fellas?
I'm looking forward to it, boys. It's going to be a good weekend. And why don't we take this opportunity to say a big thank you to Wolf Craig. Max, just tell me, like anxiety this morning, like you're all over the shop. How you all right? Are you back with us now?
I was actually okay. I thought. I fought against it really well. I sort of just embraced the madness that was and was like, it is what it is, Max. What is the nature of leaves to fall from trees? What is the nature of Max to sort of be slightly tardy at times? And this is the case.
It's what makes you who you are. And,
unfortunately.
And we love it, but it also drives me fucking mad.
No, I can imagine, as you are a man of sort of prim and proper punctuality, aren't you, Ryan? You big OCD face.
But adding to the fines list, that's all I care about. So keep firing in the comment section, emails, comments, wherever you want on YouTube or on Instagram. Keep giving us some ideas for fines at the end of the season, because don't think I've forgotten, Max, that one, you owe me £100 for a game that we had a bet on. Two, you've got to eat a hot chip at some point. Oh, there you go, the balloons. You've got to eat a hot chip at some point, one of those unbearable hot chips. So there's two already there, but we're going to keep adding to this. So give us some ideas, people.
I'm down for both of those things, yeah.
Although, Max, I feel like there's a lot of interest accruing on Ryan's number. I thought it was 20. I didn't realise it had metamorphosed multiplied up to £100 at this point. But in any case, that
pretty sure it was 20 schnotz, but
yeah.
Hey, it's tough times here, mate. It's tough times.
That's it. So you've got to pay for them. Tough time. He's got 4 kids, so yeah, your £20 bet is now 100. Right, boys, thank you so much for your time. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Max, good luck this weekend. The big one against Saracens. Oh, Andre, wishing that you would beat Saracens. I think you were still on at that point.
I was,
then somehow to 5th.
Right. Prem's mental. It's so fun. I'm looking forward to it. Last 2 games. And then Quinn's away at the Rec. Oh, and they are in some pomp. So that'll be a lot of fun. Optional deal round.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, guys. Thanks for your time, and thanks everybody for listening. And we will see you all next week.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Subscribe. Like.
More or nothing.